All right, so week 10 journal for mn662 psychotherapy. What goals did you set for yourself at the beginning of the semester, and did you meet these? My goal was to obviously get an A. Been really striving to continue my academic goals. I've had straight A's since I started, and that was one of my goals. And specifically to this class was to, in all honesty, I've never been in a therapy. I've never followed a patient to a therapy. So understand what is psychotherapy. Like what is it that helps the patient? And broadly, what is psychotherapy? What feelings, or did you meet these goals? Absolutely. I found this class a little harder, definitely, in the requirements, in the striving to get my goals always in 90, 96 or above. And I found it difficult to meet that. Kind of down on myself that I wasn't consistent with it. I think a lot of it was it's different than the other classes where you're focusing on meds. This class it's interpersonal, it's understanding modalities, it's a lot. But I did learn what psychotherapy was, and I definitely will never be an expert in it, but I appreciate how combined with pharmacological treatment is a game changer. I appreciate even learning myself how to speak with my patients. I came in thinking I would probably not be somebody to sit here for an hour and listen to people's problems. But my preceptor was pretty awesome. And I changed my mind a little bit. Like, I think after I get out, get my feet wet, I'd love to dive into more of the therapy realm. Like, what is it? What are some of these modalities? Like motivational interviewing is so big, even in my personal life. So yes, I did meet the goals that I set out to meet. What feelings, prejudice, and biases did you experience during your clinical experience, and how did you manage them? Feelings of some people carry a cross a lot heavier than others, for sure. Just some of those therapies just break your heart. Like, you just can't believe some of the things that people go through. Prejudice and bias, so really there was really no prejudice that I've experienced during clinicals. Bias, my preceptor had some high profile NFL cases, and I don't know if it's biased, but they're 28, 30-year-olds that were no longer in the NFL for an injury, and they had made substantial amount of money, like in the millions, and they found themselves now 2 years out of their profession in a basement with all their money lost. And just like poor me, the NFL used me. I no longer can provide the physical endurance that they need, and so they just kicked me out. And I think a little of that, kind of like when I was self-reflecting, is I felt in the beginning it's like nursing. We start out just doing CPR compressions. Oh yeah, I'm the first one, and running up and down, and then your body wears and tears, and so it's not that the hospital kicks you out, but you're not able to provide the same physical needs that job particularly needs. So you find avenues to continue your profession. So for one particular patient, it was my preceptor was talking to him about, okay, so we understand, or I understand, that this profession is now something that you're not able to continue, but what can you continue? You have a degree. How can you give back? And he would shut down and end the session because he didn't want to hear that. He wanted to hear, I'm sorry that you're no longer eligible for the NFL. And she kind of had a stern conversation with him and said, look, I'm not going to feed you what you want to hear. This is where we're going to start making changes. You told me this is what you needed. And it was pretty cool. His face was like, what? Anyway, I think that was maybe a little bit of bias from my part. Like, here's this kid who made millions of dollars and is upset because he can't, he feels like he can't continue his profession, when, a lot of professions are the same way. How did you manage your anxiety, self-doubt, and uncertainty? Anxiety definitely was to get the assignments in on time, to get a good grade, to get the feedback and go through it and understand what I did wrong and how I can better myself. I had some self-doubt in the beginning. Like, I just went through all this program. I've been a nurse for 14 years and I am just not getting the grades I putting the effort in. But I took a deep breath and I told myself, you know what you're doing. This is just a different approach. And what can we do differently to submit these papers and really show that you understand? And so that's what I did. I just self-reflected and got my I wouldn't say self-esteem, but I encouraged myself to continue and not let it be something that I was going to fail. So I read a little more, I asked more questions, I asked peers, hey, what are you doing with this? And how did you approach this? And I think everybody else was kind of like, I'm in the same boat, so I don't know. But we kind of all stuck together, so that was really cool. What understanding or insights did you develop during your clinical experience? So insights were, wow, like the business aspect of it. You can start your own cash pay business and work until you grow your business. That was pretty neat. Having Stahl's pharmacology guidance book on Kindle is like the second thing I turn on and put up when I start. Having my DSM-5 book, I also have it in PDF. Just having my resources available to me to be able to give that, diagnoses or look up references is something that I learned. Another one was that we are humans and we're going to get attached to patients, and we have to learn to debrief from it and stick to our scope of practice and let them guide their treatment, with us giving them the best education that we can to make their own decisions. I'm running out of time. Has reflective practice impacted you as a person? Yes, I love doing these videos. I will continue to do them. I like to go back and watch them and see my expressions and hear myself. And I can, with that, I go back and I'm like, okay, maybe I need to dig a little bit more on this, or I need to pray a little bit more on this part, or I liked it. It's a journal for me. It's not writing it, but it's expressing it. I'm an expressive person. Will you continue to use reflection in your future practice? So yes, it's just a means for me to just let it out. And I will continue to use it. I like it. I have actually a little folder that is my journal folder where I record myself daily and just let it out for 5 minutes. So yes, it's over. Bye.